One thing I want you to know is that boundaries are not for people, boundaries are for you. So when you set your boundaries and someone violates it, rather than going about setting new boundaries to counter the old boundaries that were broken, pull yourself out of that situation. So today I'm going to be talking about things to not do while setting your boundaries, because it can actually cause those boundaries to fail. So if you're interested in this, you've set some boundaries in the past and then people don't just find, they don't stick to it. Something just goes wrong and then you see yourself having to go over it over and over again. This video is for you. So sit back, relax. I'll be back. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me. My name is Jenny UK, and if you're just watching me for the first time, hi. On this channel, we talk about real talk, lifestyle. We have some vlogs, we have some fun. Like I said earlier, I'm going to be talking about things to not do while setting your boundaries. Previously, we've talked about boundaries, how to set boundaries in your relationships, in your friendships, talking about my women, focusing on my girlies. But I just realized that sometimes you can actually set those boundaries. But if you don't set your boundaries right, it's heading for failure. So the first thing to not do is to tell people what to do or what not to do. Well, I know that sounds kind of, tricky, but let me explain. One thing you don't want to do is to start trying to change people when they wrong you. You set your boundaries, they're for you, they're not for that person. So it's really not your problem how they see it, what they think, what their opinion is about your boundaries. You don't give room for opinions, what they think. It could just lead to an unnecessary stretch, and you can go on and on and on. And before you know it, even some of the values that made you set those boundaries in the first place, you can begin to question it. Now, I want to believe that we are good people in this community. So I'm not trying to defend your bad behavior and then go about saying, oh, it's my boundaries, my boundaries. No, we're not doing that here. I want to just assume that these boundaries that you have set for your mental health, for your safety, for your sanity, just name it, good behavior related boundaries. So you don't go about telling people what to do, what not to do, what you think their morals are, what it should be and what it shouldn't be. It's not in your place to try to change them. Tell them your boundaries, communicate what it is, tell them what you would do, not what they should do. If you speak to me in this tone, this is what I would do. So the choice is yours. For people that work 9 to 5, if you know you don't want your colleagues calling you at certain times, like after work, just let them know that, oh, if you call me after a certain time, I would respond to you the next morning. Or if you send me a message after a certain time, after work hours, I would call you on the next work day or next morning. After a while, they would adjust, because if you keep telling them, oh, please don't call me, oh, please don't call me, please don't do this, oh, please don't speak to me this way, please don't do it. Is don't do it, because if you do it, this is what I would do. So we see a sign sometimes and they say, do not trespass. Trespassing is prohibited. You see those kind of signs. You don't go there, because you know that if you go there, whatever consequences that your actions would bring, you will just have to dance to the music. So the same thing should apply to your life. If you call me so and so time, I would not pick. If you do this, I will do this. If you do that, I will do that. That is what it should be. Not, please don't speak to me. Please don't do this. Please don't do that. No. Let them know what the consequences of their actions would be. Okay? So I'm talking about what not to do and how you should do it. So don't tell people what to do. Rather, tell them what you would do. So the next thing you should not do is set your boundaries in anger or frustration. Yes, I know you're angry. I know what the person did was very wrong and all of that. Your feelings are valid. But take your time. Relax. Study the situation. Understand. Don't react irrationally. Let it go, because something you don't want while setting your boundaries is poor timing. Because it would actually lead to, would I say, an outburst or revolt, or it could actually end that relationship or friendship. It's not only unhealthy relationships or unhealthy friendships that require boundaries. Your life as a whole, you require boundaries to just keep your sanity. From your family, no matter how much you love people, you require boundaries. So don't set these boundaries in the heat of an argument, anger, or frustration, because you could just be setting it out of emotions. Let it go, let the pain, let everything just subside a bit. Then you can think about it rationally and then set your boundaries. Okay? So, when I say, do not set your boundaries in the heat of an argument or with anger and frustration. Rather, let it go, let it die down. Then you can set your boundaries more rationally because you would have thought about it and you will be more logical in your thinking. So, the third thing you don't want to do while setting your boundaries is to try to get people to own up to their actions and try to convince them that your boundaries are for their own good. Who cares? Honestly, it's not. I'm going to say this again. Your boundaries are for you. You, yes, you. So you don't try to make them understand. Okay, so I'm doing this for your own good. I mean, they are not your children. No, no. You're doing it for your own good, not their own good. So it's for them to catch up with you. They will get up to speed. It's not for you to start trying to convince anybody. So the moment you're trying to convince them and let them know that it's for their own good, or you're setting these boundaries for them because you want to keep them, or you're already setting that boundaries up for failure, because they will take advantage of it. They will cross the line. They will trample on you. They will put their feet on your head. So you don't want to do that. It's not a good idea. I don't buy it. I don't subscribe to it. Rather, you should let them know that you're doing this because you want to do it. Is how you feel. If they want to keep the friendship going, if they care about you, this is what you want. They would go with things that you like or you want, or something that is good for your mental health and your sanity. So the next thing you don't want to do is to say too much, try to justify anything. In Nigerian English, we call it shalaye. Don't try to over shalaye your boundaries. Don't do it. 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 Don't talk about don't over talk. Don't over justify. But you can actually offer up and make them understand. I could be wrong. Let them understand that yes, they have a right to their own view and how they see things. That way it just helps you people communicate more, and it helps to keep the respect flowing. But then again, I'm not going to try to justify anything or try to overanalyze anything with you. We're not in a debate. It's not a for or against motion right here. We are just talking about the things that I don't want. I don't like it. It doesn't go well with me. It doesn't sit well with me. And I think it should stop. Not even I think it should stop. Be firm about it. It should stop. If it doesn't stop, it is not a request. This is what I would do. Don't be too easygoing with your boundaries. People will take advantage of you. So my girlies, I'm rooting for you. I'm here for you. Whatever you decide to do, whenever you decide to set those boundaries and you decide to stick to it, just know that I'm here rooting for you.
I love you! I love you! You're my hero!
Don't give up on setting your boundaries. Don't ever give up on setting your boundaries. Yes, it can be difficult. There are a lot of reasons, a lot of factors why it feels like those boundaries cannot just work. Especially when you are financially dependent on the person. There are a lot of factors that could just make it very difficult to set your boundaries. But if it is not in that extreme case, trust me, these tips would work. And even if it's in that kind of extreme case, we'll still talk about it later, maybe on my next video, we'll talk about it. But whatever you can do, if you can do it, pick yourself first. Choose yourself. Set your boundaries. Choose your mental health. Choose your sanity. Choose your peace of mind. Girl, I'm rooting for you. My name is Jenny UK. Do not forget to subscribe to this channel if you enjoyed this video. I'm sure you did. See you on my next one. Bye.